welcome, Grand Rapids.
Good evening, Grand Rapids. Welcome to NewsFlash. I'm your anchor, Brittany.
And I'm your other anchor, Becca. And am I on? Hello.
Oh, I hear you.
Okay, cool. And because you may have celebrated the Metro cruise on 28th Street's 20th anniversary by continuing to not really give a crap about the Metro cruise on 28th Street, we've got the world, national, and local news you may have missed.
You're welcome, Grand Rapids. This is
NewsFlash.
our top story tonight. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said the entire southern border wall will be painted black, so it will get hot in the sun and make it even harder for people to climb. Other proposed ideas include painting a realistic tunnel so people run into it. Alligator Alcatraz, but it's a moat of actual alligators.
Home Alone, burning doorknobs and paint can on a rope. Playing mashups of yodeling, Limp Bizkit, and Baby Shark and bagpipes on a loop.
Covering the wall in dish soap and putting saran wrap around the only doorways. A sign showing Kristi Noem holding a puppy by its scruff while doing this.
Ahead of his meeting with South Korean President Lee Jae-myung, number 46 3/4 took to Truth Social, where he threatened to suspend business with Seoul due to the newly elected official being the results of a purge or revolution after the former president was removed due to enacting martial law. What many in America heard, purge or revolution because the president declares martial law, eh? Go on.
A library book was returned to a San Antonio library after 82 years, when a man in Oregon discovered it in a collection inherited by his deceased father. Adjusting for inflation, the late fees would equal roughly to 16 grand. Though late fees at this particular library were eliminated back in 2021, however, it is Texas, so they did make the man dance.
In entertainment news, Harrison Ford was on NPR recently, and the middle received a call from Jay Leno. The actor explained nonchalantly that the former Tonight Show host was 3D printing him a toilet seat. After the host recovered from the aneurysm caused by trying to interpret those words in that order, Ford went on to explain why he was commissioning this unlikely friend for an unlikely service. Apparently, upon trying to replace the discolored seat for the commode in his home in Wyoming, Ford discovered that the specific model needed was discontinued and impossible to find. Then, using his keen Han Solo resourcefulness, he recalled the 3D printer seen in Leno's garage many years ago. And while the two had not spoken in a while, Ford claimed that Leno was on board and embraced the project in a way that I never thought I could have imagined. Which goes to show you just how desperate Jay Leno is to kiss A-list butt. To literally craft a crapper for Indiana Jones, Jackson Hole John. And yes, we looked it up. That is the actual name of the city where this toilet is. Hey, just be glad this isn't a political joke.
Following their split from parent company, the channel that answers the question nobody asked, what if Fox News but woke, MSNBC rebranded its name, and they're now named MS Now. In related news, NewsFlash will now soon change its name to MSNBC. I've been
We've been needing to do that. In other business news, Keurig Dr. Pepper is merging with a Dutch coffee company, JDE Peet's, and resplitting the business between the coffee and soda components, which means TCP creative director Joe Anderson probably only has a mere few weeks to collect the rest of the Dr. Pepper K-Cups before they become collector's items. Grand Rapids launched public voting for its 175th anniversary poster contest. The city shared 3 posters on social media, and people were quick to point out that one option was created by AI because of its odd composition, inconsistent style, and an illustration of a hippo. We love Jahari, the John Ball Zoo's pygmy hippo, don't we, folks? It's cute, smaller than a regular hippo, but just as bloodthirsty. But the hippo made it obvious the artist or AI prompter missed cultural details that better represent Grand Rapids. Details such as Gerald Ford sitting in a chair, an Amway ambassador selling a smoothie.
An engaged couple on the Blue Bridge. A more sad-looking engaged couple at the Fish Ladder.
Drunk East Towners holding yesterdogs. A brewer with an IPA pretending that it's actually good.
A Kendall student burning down the steam pig. And a hapless tenant of the Grand Castle Apartments.
NewsFlash submitted its own poster for the 175th anniversary contest, which you can see here. We hired a real artist to highlight the comedy project's robot AI overlord. You may not know it, but our robot is also a large language model, or as we say in Grand Rapids, a grand language model.
Grand River Makerspace has announced that they found a new location and will reopen its community workshop in the coming weeks. Members will have access to 3D printers, electronics, laser machines, a wood shop, and a metalworking shop. The Makerspace is a great resource to learn how to make a bomb and how to stop bombing at COM, or to make a toilet for Harrison Ford.
Grand Rapids City Commission recently adopted the city's Climate Action and Adaptation Plan, where they aim to reduce the city's greenhouse emissions by 60% in 2030 and to be completely carbon neutral by 2050. The 115-page plan details this extensively, with every single page saying, "We ban Taylor Swift's private jet."
Got her. In NewsFlash news, we offer a moment of silence for Taroko, the whale shark from the Atlanta Aquarium who sadly passed away this week.
Bum, 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 bum.
The marine biologist... Thank you. The marine biologist at the aquarium said that Taroko died doing what he loved, devouring the flesh of other sea creatures.
In other NewsFlash news, after a brief retirement, a former police dog named Maple was trained to detect a type of bacterial disease that could destroy endangered honeybee larvae at Michigan State's Pollinator Performance Center. What a fitting name for an exciting new adventure. What pup doesn't want to stick their nose in some sick bee maggots? Unsurprisingly, other police dogs were jealous, notably the canines currently paid on leave, pending ongoing investigations.
Walmart issued a recall of its Great Value Easy Peel shrimp in 13 states due to possible radionuclide contamination. However, if you're buying frozen shrimp from Walmart, radiation is probably the least of your worries.
In music news, it seems like there's no song of the summer this year. Last year was Brat Summer with hits like Sabrina Carpenter's Espresso and Chappell Roan's Good Luck Babe. Compared to those monster hits, this year is pretty quiet.
That's right, it seems like Americans aren't necessarily buzzing to a summer song due to the constant barrage of headlines full of political turmoil and economic anxiety.
Maybe the song of the summer is the hum of our political hellscape.
Becca, I don't think it's helpful to remind everyone of that.
Good point. And as I always say, out with the old and in with the new. Scientists have reported that 80% of insect populations have been wiped out, leading to severe cascading effects across food chains that humans depend on. Fortunately, several multi-billion-dollar food corporations have announced that they will be developing a solution in the coming decades. How's that? Much better?
Perfect.
And here's another news story to distract you from today's political hellscape. A bus full of Dalmatian puppies was expected to arrive at a children's hospital, but the driver fell asleep and collided with a fuel truck. Unfortunately, the collision resulted in a massive explosion with a 400-tall fireball, which killed all 101 Dalmatian puppies.
Correction, my dear co-anchor, the children watched the collision and the explosion happened. The hospital staff had them all stand outside to greet the beagles.
Yes, thank you. In my notes it says that the children couldn't even blink as they watched the beagle puppies perish in the flames. They also said they weren't able to get the children to safety in time, so most of them have burns from the massive explosion. Oh, and the nurses says they've never heard children cry like that before.
Okay, so it's not the political hellscape, but I don't think this is the type of news people want to hear either.
I think people should hear it. Those nurses took an oath.
Well, I don't know. What if we went meta and had a casual conversation to lighten the mood?
Like what we're doing right now?
Yeah.
All right.
Like this.
Like this? So we're going to sit in this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like your shirt.
Thanks.
It's a nice blue. Brings
Thanks.
out your eyes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I really needed that today.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I can't complain. You know?
Okay, good.
I had a pretty good day.
That's good.
Just working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's false autumn
Yeah.
now.
It's feeling nice outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's our out? The show must go on. How do we get out of this meta commentary segment?
I don't know.
I don't know either.